Okay, folks. So I'm in a very good mood, despite being incredibly tired. I am the Ruthless Wonder, not a Ruthless Wonder, but you may know by Nahari O'Dane. I am here with Revanchist. We are live. It is time. Game of Thrones, season 7, episode 4. Which I was in Texas for. I want to give a quick shout out to the Double Toasted community, all of us that watched together, and of course, everybody that was there in the studio watching. Shout out to Corey Coleman for hooking it up and letting us watch live in the studio together. That was awesome. Um, and hopefully, he's finally watched the episode so that this is not a spoiler. Uh, but I, of course, don't fly solo. Revan, how you doing, brother?
He put a knife in my heart. I'm fine.
Not this time. She lit it on fire. Fuck. We'll get to that in a minute.
I can't wait to talk about Jon Snow.
But yeah, can we start with Jon Snow?
Let's start with Jon Snow.
What is my dude up to?
Does anyone else feel like Jon Snow found some chalk and just went in there and did that himself? The cave drawings. That's all I can think of is like they left him alone in a cave and he's like, I've got something to show you. There's suddenly cave drawings and she's like, oh well, if it's drawn on a wall, that must be true. I believe you now.
Hey, but shout out to whoever they talked in to do those cave drawings, because the first few were just like swirls and of course status. Which of course means that this is part of the Thousand Worlds. Shout out to Preston Jenkins, he's the truth. But the drawings of the White Walkers were amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anything about the quality of the drawings. It's just that was like the most hilarious way to get them to kind of work together that I've ever seen, and it spawned some great internet memes. Like one was like, if you go into a cave with Jon Snow, one of two things is going to happen: either you're going to get great oral sex or you're going to be shown cave drawings.
Yeah, I think Egret got the better deal.
And another one was like, my man Jon Snow found some chalk and went there and drew it on the wall.
Come on, you can't tell me he didn't look like he did that.
It's like,
oh man.
So these White Walkers, let me come in my cave. And there's just a drawing, and she's like, well, it's drawn on the cave wall. It must be true.
Yeah, and before we leave, John, I do want to say, I'm glad that he found an inventive way to talk to her more about it. My man stays on message, let me tell you.
He's a little obsessed with the dead.
Gee, I wonder why. Maybe because he's dead?
Probably.
Also, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. I couldn't help it. But no, I want to say that probably, we've had this discussion before about who has the best character arcs, who over the course of the series and of course each season really gets themselves fleshed out and, really gets to be shown the different sides of them. Even though Jon's is very linear, he is very clearly set down a particular path. He does get a lot of these developments where it's like, all right, I couldn't go with the straight up approach. I had to find something. Here, I get what I want, but let me still try and make this attempt at an alliance. Like, he's trying. He's been far more diplomatic since coming back from the dead than he ever was before. Like, fetch me a block, Jon Snow is gone. And this Jon Snow's a little bit more into like, all right, let me get what they need with me. Like that's a smart move. I'll give him credit for going, hey, I found these cave paintings. They're just cave paintings, but I bet it can help.
Right. He's trying. God bless his little sort of Stark soul. He's trying, but
his half Stark soul.
It comes off as it just came off as goofy. I'm sorry.
It's because it's cave drawings.
Look, here's the dragon glass. And even more. And even more, here's paintings of the first men with the children of the forest fighting the White Walkers. You believe me now, don't you? It's like, no, if anything, I'm more convinced than ever that you're a bit insane.
Yo, but John did what he needed to do. He got
Like,
to where he needed to get to.
spoiler, there's a massive twist at the very end. It's going to turn out that Jon Snow is actually a crazy guy in an asylum in Old Town now.
And Sam's the maester that comes to talk to him every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the surprise twist ending. None of it's real. None of it's happening. He got stabbed, taken to Old Town, and he's been a crazy guy ever since.
Hey, but speaking of crazy Starks, Bran.
I wouldn't really call him crazy so much as dead. Just dead inside. You looked beautiful the night you were horrifically raped. I was half surprised he didn't greet Arya with, "You looked beautiful that day that you were stabbed."
But Bran's fucking nuts, bro. Like, Bran is so tapped in. Also, he apparently no longer needs to touch the werewolves to do that, which is very weird. Folks, we had that scene with with Bran and Littlefinger, and he was nowhere near a tree. He knew Littlefinger's phrase that he's only said in that meeting with Varys. It's not like he says "chaos is the ladder" all the time. Like, that's not his catchphrase. So
he just throws his cape. Chaos is a ladder.
Chaos is a ladder. And I'm fabulous.
Alternatively, at some point in time, he grabbed hold of a werewood tree and just decided, I'm seeing everything ever. And I'm going to try and keep it in my little brain. And that's why he hasn't told anybody about Jon yet. Like, he's just been learning so much. He forgot about, that important bit of information regarding Jon.
Well, that, and I think he's waiting for Jon to show up to tell Jon first. And then he can tell why he knows it.
And then it's going to be Swerve. He gets killed by the White Walkers before he ever tells Jon, and Jon never learns.
Now, in the books, I could see that happening. On the show, there's no chance in hell.
Yeah, Jon's just going to, teleport and Bronn.
Oh no!
Enough of a heart. You're a Targaryen.
Not only will he teleport, but somehow all the dragon glass will get to Winterfell, immediately with him.
I mean,
let's forget how far of a journey that is.
On the subject of teleportation, those are some mighty fast moving Dothraki.
Hey, the Dothraki have super horses, man. I don't know why you're playing. They hopped on Varys' bullet train and got right to the battlefield. But perfect timing to slay some stragglers.
It was kind of interesting as to how nobody noticed a Dothraki horde
flying across Westeros at full speed.
Yeah, going all the way to Highgarden and between Highgarden and King's Landing. At what point where did this great Euron Greyjoy navy go to stop the Dothraki from landing?
Well, that's the question I have. Okay, so the Dothraki skipped King's Landing without being in sight of King's Landing, got to the other side of the Blackwater Rush to then take on this group of scragglers. It seemed to indicate from the battle that they came from the same direction that the gold went, but the gold made it to King's Landing and nobody noticed the Dothraki horde flying towards them.
Yeah, and the dragon. Don't forget the dragon.
Well, I'll give I can. Here's the thing on the dragon. I can let the dragon go because the dragon could have flown high enough to not be detected. I mean, it's not like they have radar, Well, okay, maybe Euron has radar. I take that back. Euron might have radar, and clearly he has sonar because he knows where every fucking boat is on the planet. But
it still does raise the question as to how. Okay, so Theon shows up in his ship and apparently did not notice the departing Dothraki armada.
Yeah, again, boats that should have run into each other missed each other entirely. I don't know where this is coming from. Now, I will say this. People are probably thinking, damn, Matt, you're negative again? No. As far as watching television, just like every other episode this season, this was a great watching television episode. The problem is the leaps in logic to accomplish this episode are fucking ridiculous.
I enjoyed watching it, but at the same time, there was a deep part of me scratching my head wait, how did Daenerys and an armada with Dothraki get by without Theon Greyjoy and his ship seeing them? Moreover, what about Euron Greyjoy? What's his navy doing? Did they just go back to the Iron Islands?
Well, okay. Here, all right. So I'm gonna give them partial credit.
Okay, on second thought, they could still be blockading Lannisport and Casterly Rock and stuff. I just thought
Yeah,
about
but
that. Euron could still be doing
here's
the
what I think.
blockade.
Yeah, he could be doing the blockade, but also this. Okay, so we know Dragonstone sits kind of northeastish from King's Landing. If they landed immediately, which in the books folks know, that area immediately north of Dragonstone is very pro Targaryen. If they landed there and instead of taking the King's Road, went overland, just straight overland, because the Dothraki like open fields anyway. If they went fully overland past King's Landing, staying far enough north, and then dropping down sort of near the Kingswood, they'd end up near Tumbleton. Here's the problem. Every description I've ever heard of the area where like Tumbleton and all that stuff is doesn't have giant Arizona style plateaued hills. So I'm wondering where the fuck they are, basically. Like that's what I'd like to know. Where the fuck are they?
Some nondescript location between King's Landing and High Garden.
The land of dragon attacks, apparently.
Where it was most scenic and convenient to have a Dothraki horde descend upon the Lannister army. Okay, that's where they are.
Yeah. Well, I know, like I said, I know people described Tumbleton being likely. I mean, it would have to be someplace on the opposite side of the Blackwater Rush. So, like nearby cities would have been like Tumbleton. Felwood's probably too far south. We're getting deep into fucking locations here, but anyway, it was a badass scene. But I want to get back to earlier in the thing. Mira Reed leaving was actually kind of sad. I was actually kind of sad about that. I was like, no, Mira hasn't really gotten screen time for real. Like,
And then
I
she
get
was
it.
fired.
Yeah, I get it. She's got to go home, and she really does have to go home because where is Howland Reed? I'd like to know. This whole time we've not had Howland Reed anywhere.
I have no idea. I think it was kind of an interesting scene for Braun, though, because it was just so much of, I remember when I was Braun Stark. Those were good times. I don't feel that way anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah, he literally can't be like he's saying I can't be him anymore.
And then she's just like, but I love you.
She didn't say it, but that's the best part. She didn't say it.
She didn't say it, but that was like the
Thank
total
God.
impression I got from that scene is that she's like, that's it, goodbye. Yeah, I'm the three-eyed raven, I give no fucks. Why, just
Literally.
yesterday I told my sister she looked beautiful the day she was raped.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here comes my other sister.
I saw her get stabbed. I thought you might go to King's Landing and kill Cersei. Then you didn't. How the fuck? What?
Have a dagger. Go kill Cersei.
Have the dagger that they tried to use to kill me.
Someone tried to kill me with this. I don't want it. It's wasted on a cripple.
Yeah, there's so much going on. But Mira got a good quick send off. I think she'll be back. I think she'll be back with her dad. Obviously, he's the only person that knows that Jon is a Targaryen. And so I think they'll both be back. I think that's the first kind of quick savior
And then it
for.
turns out he's dead.
I don't think he's dead. I think he's alive. I think the whole point in doing that flashback scene without really talking about him too much was to like let him know like yo he's alive, and I think he's going to be the first person to come and save Jon because they never really went to go get Howland Reed from the neck when they were doing that recruiting trip. So I kind of feel like that's got to happen. Um, Arya
Now,
showing up was
they just get to where Howland Reed is, and he's just been sat there dead waiting.
he is a White Walker.
He just died waiting for the Starks to remember he existed.
Yeah, yeah. So I do want, but they're poisoners. They're fast moving. They're basically like wildlings that happen to live south of the wall, kind of thing. So I think that when she gets back there, even if he is dead, that's going to be an interesting addition of the Reeds and everyone in the neck. But here's what I wanted to ask about. Did you find something off with that Arya showing up to the gate scene?
Mm, not really. Why?
Well, okay, it bothered me. So people people have been saying, Arya's dead, but it was just these guards. Only these guards have ever said Arya's dead. No one else has declared her dead. No one on the show ever has declared her dead except for them. In fact, the the Knights from the Vale know she's alive because she was at the bloody gate with the Hound. So if those are Vale soldiers and they're dressed like Vale soldiers, if those are Vale soldiers that happen to be at Winterfell, they know she's alive.
Maybe they just decide to keep it a secret.
It's like she was just some girl from Wintertown. Like the off chance of waiting until now of all times to show up and say I'm Arya Stark. Like you would have to be so legendarily stupid, so completely incompetent that
It was designed. It was a scene that was created entirely for cool factor, so she could ninja slip away from the guards.
Yeah, and we've talked before about how these authors like to use rule of cool to hand wave so much stuff, and they did hand wave a lot. And even in this episode, the other thing I did like but didn't like was the whole discussion of the after sex discussion between Daenerys and Missandei.
Oh god!
She stopped just short of saying he does a great thing with his tongue. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Awkward as hell, man.
Oh man. You're the fucking queen. Come on. But I did want to get to, of course, the important shit, and that is Arya fighting Brienne and basically saying, I could have killed you like 9 times already. Like, whoa.
The entire thing, it was just like, look at how amazing Arya is.
That whole fight, dead. Okay, I'm going to give it even because you can kick me in the chest. Dead. Okay, now you're serious? Okay, now I'm serious. Still dead. Like, what? Where is this coming from?
It's clear. It's clearly
do you really feel like it's necessary for Arya to be this?
It's establishing how amazing Arya Stark is. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. Her name begins with Arya and ends with Stark, and she's clearly a main character, and she's the faceless man in another arc that made no sense. Congratulations, you have become no one, even though you have completely disobeyed all of my training, but you killed the waif, so now you're no one. And she's like, no, I am Arya Stark, and teleports to Westeros.
And now she's both Arya Stark and a faceless man and a water dancer.
She's just killing everything too. I was like, and you're dead. It's like, my God, if these people are so like overpowered, why has nobody combined the faceless man training and the water dancing before and just unleashed that in the war? Because like, I'm convinced at this point that nobody could stop Arya Stark, short of a dragon, and even then, I think she might be able to take it down.
I was say, do you really think the dragon's gonna handle this girl? Because
not now that she has a Valyrian steel dagger, she'll take the dragon down. Never mind.
Yeah, like she is unkillable apparently because she's been stabbed in the fucking stomach and still is able to run around.
Send her to go kill the Night King. Get it over with.
I would send her to kill everybody at this point. Like, who can't she kill? Jaime would be dead.
And I'm leaning more on the awkward idea that they're trying to wiggle back in the Arya and Jon romance because she seems way too interested in where Jon Snow is.
Yes and no. The thing I'm really worried about there is that they're doing this reveal solely for that purpose. You know what I mean? Like,
turn out, look, he's not a Stark after all. No kiss.
yeah. That they're doing this not just to give an alternative, like almost love triangle-ish, way of doing things between him, Daenerys, and Arya. Because, like, yeah, on the other hand, he's not fucking his sister. He's not fucking his sister. He's fucking his cousin. But his alternative to fucking his cousin is fucking his aunt.
Whichever way you go, the Targaryen incest mongers win.
And then you got Sansa, who acts like she's his wife already. So you're fucking one of your cousins or your aunt right now. Like,
It's
what's going on, John?
it
Can we
turns
please give
out
him
that
a girlfriend again, please?
it turns out the Game of Thrones, the long con of it all is that it's actually just a harem anime by George R.R. Martin. It's Jon Snow's harem anime.
Oh man, because it's been crazy. I will say it's an interesting thing to give her that dagger. From a fighting perspective, uh, that does kind of give her the one disadvantage she has using needle. So because needle's not a large blade. If she parries with it, somebody can get in close. Now she has a dagger that she can apparently flip to the other hand and spin the grip on in a split second. Because I noticed the quick cut too, so I know she didn't really do that, but still, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. I was in that entirely. I don't know about you, but I was into that. It's like, okay, all right, let's go with it.
Good old
We
Game
had
of
a bunch of other
Thrones.
things to talk about. I do want to address this thing with Tyrion watching the battle and telling his brother what to do. We've kind of really gotten deep into this whole like Tyrion's plan seems to have been just to take apart the Lannisters without physically confronting his brother and sister himself. So
Yeah.
then why is he here for this battle?
I
Because he didn't do
think
anything.
I think part of it was Daenerys forced him to go, and the other part of it was is he was just useless anyways. He just sat there like, no, run, you fool.
So Daenerys is now making him is now pulling an Elijah Wood in Sin City and making him watch. He made
It's
me
like
watch.
it's like that's the only thing I could get is because like there was a scene where Daenerys was, like screeching at him, maybe you just don't want to hurt your family. The next thing you know, she of all the people she took with her, it was fucking Tyrion. She's got Tyrions there at the battle.
Yeah.
Watch me eat them.
Where are the Unsullied? Like, are they marching back, or are they going to teleport? They're probably going to teleport.
Who are you kidding? They're occupying Casterly Rock and they're going to take the secret underground sewer that explodes. It's Tyrion's underground sewer in every city. That's actually the subway they've been using to travel.
There we go. There's our conspiracy theory for this week. Tyrion's sewer actually is the underground subway system that goes all across Westeros. They're underground bullet trains.
It
Bears
would
has been
make
using it. Littlefinger used it.
yeah, it makes sense that Tyrion had to build like a little underground sewer palace everywhere he went, so he could continue sneaking whores into the cities without his father learning or something.
Something like that, right? Oh man. I did want to talk about, like I said, arcs a little bit in this episode. It seems like Littlefinger's gonna die soon.
Who?
Littlefinger. It feels like he's gonna die real soon.
Oh,
Like maybe next
I
episode soon.
am getting the impression that Littlefinger's gonna get executed.
Yeah, either when John gets back, because of course he's Mondo the Dragonglass now, um, or Arya's gonna kill him in his sleep and take his face. Because she can do that to anyone now, no matter what the height difference is.
Yeah.
Or Sansa's gonna do it because she was eyeing him all weirdly, and it could be Sansa herself or it could be Brienne doing it for Sansa. But I just
Oh well, shit. Apparently, the script leaked.
no talking about the leaks. We're gonna have some integrity and not talk about these leaks.
Oh, I'm not talking about the leaks. I'm just saying. Apparently, the episode 5 script leaked.
Apparently, this whole episode's out, and I guess the episode 5 episode will be leaked itself coming up in the next like 24 hours.
Wow.
So
Leaky. I see. The problem I have with HBO at the moment is they can't tell whether it's the hackers that stole the data that's responsible for this leaks, or if it was this Indian company they were contracting with to have Game of Thrones broadcast in India. They don't know which one's doing it, but the last episode, the Indian company claimed responsibility for leaking the episode.
Because they had to get it out to their local distributors to broadcast. earlier, and of course
Yeah.
that caused the slip up. Of course it did. That's craziness. But that's what we got, man. We got leaks. We got dragons. We got Braun doing his best, gunner in a World War II flick versus the Dothraki and Drogon.
Oh, this picture is funny. Y- you know where that battle took place?
Where?
It took place in Westworld, man.
Yes. Oh, of course. Of course, it was Westworld. It's all connected, people. It's
Doesn't
all
look like
connected.
anything to me.
Doesn't doesn't look like anything to me. Oh, folks. So I can't put this up because there's so much spoilage in this photo. Um, but there's a photo of the location where they, of course, shot this at, and it does look like the same spot, the same space, just cloudy from episode 5 of Westworld, season 1.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been some digital photography editing, but a lot of it looks similar. This was a post on our Free Folk called "Doesn't Look Like Anything to Me." Dolores is the bad queen? Question mark.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely, Dolores is the Mad Queen.
Can't wait for season 2 of Westworld where they go to Westeros World. Maybe they'd call it Westworld for short. Wait.
Oh man, I love it. I fucking love it. So we've got that going. You know, for as much action happened this episode, there really wasn't a lot that developed beyond those kind of small beats of story. We're
There is a
we
great joke, however, which is, will John go south? It's a topic. It says, will John go south? Question mark, and that's the picture that it's linked to. That look when you know what many things means.
Jon Snow knows many things now. Oh, this is gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
great.
I'm sorry, I
So
keep getting sidetracked by memes.
because of the like I said, the lack of really any major development story wise during this episode, I did want to kind of address sort of the direction things are going. I want you to give me your top 5
I
deaths.
have a picture for the direction of where things are going.
Yes, definitely. But no, I want you to give me your top 5 deaths you think are coming.
Well,
We only have 3 episodes left, so
obviously on my number 1 spot there is Ding Littlefinger.
of course.
Coming in at number 2, I'm gonna say Cersei Lannister.
Okay.
Number 3, Sir Strong, Robert Strong, also known as Gregor. 4, either Theon or his sister.
Okay.
For 5, everybody north of Winterfell.
Okay. So I'll let you have that, even though I definitely said like single spots. But my number 1, I'm still with
Wait,
Littlefinger on that.
how many numbers were supposed to, how many were supposed to come up with? 5?
5, just 5.
Oh, okay. Well then, shit. Who's specific? Howland Reed.
Okay. So here's my number 1. Obviously, Littlefinger. Number 2. These are not in order, people. Number 2, deaths to come. It's gonna shock you. Davos. I think Davos dies this season in the remaining 3 episodes because it's so heart wrenching to see him die because he's kind of the last real Stannis guy. You know what I mean?
Oh God! For a minute there, my mind blanked and I forgot who Davos was.
He hasn't
For
had much
whatever
screen
reason,
time this season, so yeah.
when I was hearing Davos, I was thinking Davros from Doctor Who. I was like, wait, wrong show.
Wrong show, wrong show. No, I think Davos dies this season. I don't think Cersei dies this season. Um,
I
People are gonna
think
hate this one
Jon
too.
Snow's gonna get he'll get a knife in his heart again and he'll die.
Another knife in the heart. Um, I think that we're gonna get some. Obviously, we're gonna get some unnecessary, like pointless deaths that nobody cares about. So I'm not counting those. But I do think Samuel Tarly kills his father this season. I don't know how. We only have 3 episodes left.
Yep.
But I feel like his dad dies because of something Sam's done. Probably because he took the Heartsbane with him. But I think his dad dies because of that this season. Um, and then as to let the Hound live. Like I think like the Hound goes down in battle, and and Thoros like can't resurrect him. So you can't resurrect him as long as I live. Give him my sword, kind of thing.
Oh
And
god.
Dondarrion dies, giving the Hound a flaming sword. That's what gets him over his fear of fire, because fire can actually protect him now. And the Hound is resurrected, and he becomes the new leader of the Brotherhood Without Banners, but truly starts helping out with Jon and them. And I think that all goes down at Eastwatch. Finally, people are gonna hate this one too. Your boy, everybody's favorite bearded man, Tormund's gonna go. Tormund's gonna die.
No!
And I think he
It's
dies in the
impossible!
greatest way possible. I think he is like destroying whites like nobody's business, and the Night's King himself actually kills him. Maybe even turns him into a white, kills him. Like, I just think you've got to kill some people. They've got to matter that you're killing them, and you only have 6 episodes left. So essentially, all you've got left is a 2 night, 3 hour miniseries left after that, and one of those episodes has got to be a prologue. So some people got to go, man. That's only 5 episodes to kill people with.
Ah.
Like the funny thing is, I think Dolores Ed lives as Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. I think he lives. Oh, here's one thing I want to ask you about as well. Where the fuck is Jorah?
Well, who knows? He went on a magical adventure now that he was cured, I guess.
He was cured and he was supposed to be going straight to Daenerys. Where is he?
I don't even think he knows where Daenerys is. No one told her she was
Yes,
in.
he does. Sam told her. Sam told him.
I must have missed that part because
Remember, Sam knows everything because Sam actually pays attention and stuff.
no, I just didn't remember Sam ever telling him that Daenerys had landed. I remember there was a scene where he was asking if there was any news of Daenerys, like at the very beginning when his hand comes out the fucking door, and Sam says no.
He said, "I have to go to her." But yeah, Sam told him.
I know he said I have to go to her. I just don't recall a specific instance where Sam actually told him. All I remember is Jorah, when he stuck his hand out the window, asked if Daenerys Targaryen had landed yet, and Sam said he had no idea, basically.
I look forward to
I mean,
finding out where
I
Jorah
don't
pops up at.
doubt. I don't doubt that Sam potentially told her, but I think it's going to be hilarious if Jorah shows up in Essos.
I just think it's gonna be funny when Jorah shows up, no matter where he shows up at, because he's cured. Like, who the fuck knows a cured man with grayscale? And you have to think she probably thought he's gonna die, so there's no way he's gonna come back. But that only makes it more complicated. So now you have the dude in love with Daenerys, the guy who she's totally starting to fall for, the sister that's really his cousin that apparently has a crush on him, and Jon himself, who really loves his dead girlfriend and can't really do anything about it.
Jon Snow, I'm taking you into the
Jesus, you're right. This
cave.
is a harem show for Jon Snow. Damn it.
Oh, by the way, HBO has offered the hackers $250,000 as a bug finder fee. Is what they're calling it.
Not bad. I mean, it's worth listening to at least.
Well, we know that the river that the Lannisters are drowned in is the Blackwater River. So that gives us some vague idea as to where they are.
Yeah, which means that they're extremely close to King's Landing. So close that it makes it even more ridiculous that the Dothraki got the jump on them.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So I wanted to get to this stuff. Of course, this episode we got to give out some L's, if you will, because some of this was just silliness. Um, First up, Jamie having all of the troops form up like they did when they saw the dragon coming, and not telling everyone to retreat.
Quick, everybody, get into a pipe formation. There's cavalry coming. There's a dragon overhead. Stay where you are.
It's like, oh, there's cavalry coming. Perfect. Get the spears out. Hey, archers, fire before the cavalry gets there. Then, oh wait, there's a dragon. Strong, run! So biggest L definitely goes to Jamie Lannister for that one.
There was like it was the most tactically retarded thing ever. Even not even sending someone to go get the dragon killing crossbow right away was retarded. Like he ran out with a bunch of archers and had them shoot arrows at the dragon. Why didn't he tell one of them, quick, go get the dragon killing crossbow?
Yeah, it's like those not necessarily westerns, but like the neo westerns, like '90s and from the '90s and forward, where inevitably in the middle of the gun battle, somebody breaks out the Gatling gun.
Yeah,
but they didn't start the gun battle with the Gatling gun for some reason.
Yeah, when everything's going downhill, they pop up on the train and start firing the Gatling gun.
Yeah, it was just like that. I was like, why did you wait till the dragon already roasted a good portion of your forces to pull out the fucking super weapon? Like, come on, man. And it wasn't like he didn't get close before. Like, she's doing strafing runs that, honestly, as an ace combat player, I was proud of. Like, she got in line with the train, was like, yo, I get this perfectly lined up. Boom! Fire. But you don't break that out immediately. The first when I hear dragon, I'm running for the damn scorpion bolts. Like, let's go. Because I don't want to die, man. So he definitely gets it for that. I also want to. What's up with the Iron Bank?
We're notoriously devious and willing to give you credit.
Yeah, like we know you fucked us over like 9 times already, but we're gonna give you some credit after you pay us with all this gold that you very clearly took from the Reach via battle.
It's just gonna be like, yes, and thank you for the payment of the gold bars, and they're just gonna leave like a crate of gold bars with her. There you go, and they're gonna sail back to fucking the Iron Bank.
And she's gonna hire the Golden Company, which, okay, let's get out of this L and into this hilarious situation. So Cersei Lannister from King's Landing is gonna hire the Golden Company to fight a Targaryen. That can't go wrong at all. So for people who don't read A Song of Ice and Fire, and why you're listening to this podcast, if you don't, other than you just love our voices, the Golden Company is basically like saying, all right, so we're going to fight Words Don't Do It Justice with the crew from Weekends Don't Do It Justice. We're going to pay, we're going to borrow money from a bank to hire Chris to kill Matt. Like, that's what you just did. The Golden Company was founded by a Targaryen bastard. They are
Aegor Rivers.
Yeah, the Bittersteel is his nickname.
Yeah. Aegor Rivers Bittersteel.
He's a Blackfire.
Bastard of King Aegon IV.
Yeah, and their whole thing was they weren't going to come back to Westeros until they had something to support, and they could actually take back what they believe belonged to them. So
they just show up and take over King's Landing instead.
Yeah. She's gonna hire them. They're gonna come to King's Landing, and they're immediately gonna turn on her and kill her. Like, that's Maybe they won't because D&D are idiots and racist. But like, why? Like, but Cersei Lannister should know this story. She knows what the Golden Company was founded on. She knows who they would really support. How? How could you possibly hire them? Oh my goodness. Oh. Hey, we're gonna hire we're hold on. We're gonna hire the brave companions to go fight the Dornish. Oh. Hey, I
Oh,
was hoping we could get Howland Reed to turn on the Starks.
just, a moment of silence, however, for my Game of Thrones son who died leading a mercenary company as a Targaryen. Rest in peace, Crusaders Kings 2.
Yo, CK2 mods are awesome, and we'll definitely probably pop another game into that, maybe live. We might even have a third for that if we do it sometime after the season's over. But we've gone about 35 minutes here. That's a good long stretch. I want to get out of here. All right, so you saw the preview for next episode, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what do you think Varys wants Tyrion to convince Daenerys of?
Put enough in his heart. I honestly don't know. Maybe stop burning things down with your dragons?
I thought about that, but I thought maybe I here's my thought process.
Please
Varys is
don't
all
kill
about
me.
peace, right?
I wouldn't say strictly that, no.
Well, I mean, for the commoners of the realm, like he cares about not peace, stability. He cares about stability, and she's clearly on a warpath. Is clearly burning and recruiting. What if he's trying to convince Daenerys to force Jon Snow to team up with her to basically put his family in a corner, or even deeper, that it wasn't to convince Daenerys, it was to get Tyrion to make Cersei listen to Daenerys.
I like it. Maybe it's don't execute all the prisoners. The tallest.
Everyone's look. If there are no prisoners with Daenerys Targaryen, either you join her or you die. And with Cersei, unless you've done something personal with her family, you're gonna die anyway. So good luck. Oh, but we've done all this. We've talked this episode. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of meat this episode, so we're gonna keep it short. We're not gonna keep you guys here forever. Uh, as far as watching it, it was stunning to watch. I really want to see if Jamie has to try and get out of his armor from in the river, even though that's a very deep river. You know what I mean?
Hope he drowns.
He's not gonna drown. We know he's not gonna drown. Tyrion didn't drown. He's not drowning either. Uh, but I look for that.
Enough in his heart.
I want to see. I want to see if John goes back next episode. Like maybe he has all the dragon glass. He's in a boat, and
And he gets captured by Euron Greyjoy.
no. Like, and that's what the whole scene with
Travel
Daenerys on the
by
dragons
boat
for.
and die.
Like the dragon lands as John's trying to push off and get the hell out of there. She's like, "Where are you going? I haven't got the D yet, and you don't haven't done that thing with your tongue." Anyway, we're gonna get out of here, folks. Take care. We will see you all next episode. Sorry this was late. I got back from Austin at 3 a.m. on Thursday, and I needed to sleep. And of course, I couldn't record while I was down there. So, for Revenge, just everybody at 314 Publishing, Purely Productions, Wars Don't Do It Justice, Weekends Don't Do It Justice, and of course, everyone else we screw around with on the internet, from Geek Street Radio to everybody at Double Toasted. Of course, our friends at the MCA, who we'll be talking with again here soon. I am the Ruthless Wonder, not a Ruthless Wonder, aka Nahario Dane, and I'm here with the Revengist. We're doing Ruthless and Revan on Thrones. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Farewell. I put a knife in my heart. What's funny is I just got done watching another fiction series that had a king in the north.
But could he do that thing with his tongue?
Except this one was the Raven King.
Oh.
also known as the Black King, also known as the King